Chassidic gems on Parshas Pekudei. Eile Pekudei HaMishkan Mishkan Ho'edus. Simply, these are the accountings. Pekudei means the accounting, the number. How much gold, how much silver, how much copper was in the Mishkan, the accountings of the Mishkan of testimony. That's the simple. Chassidic gems on Parshas Pekudei. It says in the Torah, Eile Pekudei HaMishkan Mishkan Ho'edus. These are the accountings, the number of gold and silver, etc., that were in the Mishkan. And the Torah somehow calls it again Mishkan Ho'edus. It was the Mishkan that had the Edus in it, the testimony, the Luchos. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are telling us, what do we do today? We have no Beis HaMikdash. We can't bring korbanos, sacrifices. We can't achieve kapora, forgiveness, without a Beis HaMikdash. What do we do? So the Chassidic Torah tell us that they see in these few words what can be done. Because Pekudei, they say, Pekudei has another translation also. It doesn't only mean the accountings of the material used in the building of the Mishkan, but by David HaMelech it says, Vayafked Mekoim David. It's used that there was missing. There was the place. David HaMelech was not in his place. So we see that Pekudei could mean missing. And the Chassidic Torah are telling us like this: Pekudei HaMishkan. When the Mishkan is missing, when we have no Beis HaMikdash, what do we do? Ho'edus, the Torah, which is Luchos Ho'edus, that's sort of the replacement for the Beis HaMikdash. So how much we have to see to devote and dedicate our time and our efforts to know Torah, to learn Torah, to do Torah, because that has in it a cleansing process, and that could help bring us kapara, since we don't have any Beis HaMikdash. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Pekudei. As we were just speaking, that Pekudei HaMishkan simply means the accounting of the material used in the Mishkan. That's the simple. But we know, as we just mentioned, there's another translation. Pekudei means missing, lacking, like it says by David HaMelech. So another insight that the Chassidic gems have on this point is that if somebody is Pekudei, if somebody sees that he's lacking things, he's missing things, it's not, I'm the greatest and the other person is nowhere near me. No, but I have to be able to search through myself and find my own chesronos, my own faults. If a person is Pekudei, if he could find his own faults, then HaMishkan, that person himself is fit that the Shekhinah should dwell upon him. He himself will become a Mishkan. He himself is a Mishkan, because he's fit that the Hashem should dwell with his Shekhinah upon a person like that. Person that can find his faults and admit to his faults. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Pekudei, the pasuk says, "Vayehi zahav hatenufa," and it was the gold of the wave offering. They used to the The gold used for the Mishkan, they had to, like a lulav, they had to wave it. That was part of the offering. They had to wave it up and down and sideways. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are telling us Vayehi is a language of tzara. When you see the word Vayehi, it means tzara. Vayehi, you know what the biggest tzara, a great tzara to a person is? When he's rich and he's so arrogant, he's a balgaiva about his wealth, and he's always flaunting it, he's always waving it, he's always lifting it. I'm the greatest because I have the most money. That's a big tzara. Vayehi is a tzara when somebody waves his gold to say that he is better than the other person. We should. Gaiva is no good. Gaiva is evil. It's also. Continuing with Chassidic gems in Parshas Pekudei. So they built the Mishkan, and the Torah says, "V'hinei osu oisa," and they built the Mishkan. Ka'asher tzivu Hashem, just as Hashem commanded. Kain osu, that's the way they built it. Whatever Hashem said, that's what they did. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are talking about their enthusiasm. That usually, like if you have a tape and you want to copy the tape into another tape, third tape, fourth tape, it becomes weaker. It's not like the original. The more time that goes by, the more it becomes weak. But the Torah is saying here that when they heard the command of building the Mishkan, they made it Kashet Tzivu Hashem Es Moshe. It was with the same enthusiasm as when they actually heard it, when they actually heard what the commandment. It didn't, from the time the commandment was said till they actually did it, it didn't weaken. They also, Oisa Kashet, not just simple that they did it, they built the Mishkan as commanded, but it was in the same enthusiasm as when they were commanded. It didn't get weaker as the time went by. That's the way we should see to do a mitzvah, from the moment, from the way we hear it the first time. That's the way we should be zoicha to be able to do the mitzvah with the same enthusiasm. With the passage of time, there should be no weakening whatsoever. We'd like to summarize the hashkafas, the Torah outlook, the Torah viewpoint that comes out of each of these Chassidic gems. We spoke at first about when there's no Mishkan. When there's no Mishkan, there is a replacement for the Mishkan. The Torah itself. If we dedicate ourselves to learning Torah and observing Torah, and to the day and night of Torah, this can cleanse us, and that could bring kapara, just like the Beis Hamikdash. The second thing that we mentioned was that if a person is able to recognize his own faults, then he has reached a level where he is like a Mishkan, he is like a Mishkan where Hashem says that I can dwell within this person. We have to be able to recognize our faults and admit our faults. The third thing we said was that to flaunt our money and our riches, if a person has riches, to be arrogant about it is a big tzora, is a terrible thing. And then the third thing we said was that when we hear a mitzvah, when we learn a mitzvah, we should try to do it in the same with the same enthusiasm, the same eagerness as if when the mitzvah itself was given. That's what we should strive for. Shouldn't get weakened with the passage of time.